As we all know, the Vail Symposium always holds great events and great talks to get you so much more knowledgeable, and we have John Waterman here. Thank you so much for meeting us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I'm pretty excited about your talk, only because I was reading a little bit of the background on your book, and it is pretty cool what you did.
Yeah, well, I've been going to this mountain for more than 40 years, and the draw this time was actually not so much what I did, but to figure out what some of my heroes did more than a century ago.
So there were 4 miners.
Yes, they were known as the sourdoughs, and they were called sourdoughs because they carried a bread starter with them wherever they went, and they could make it on the trail. And they'd never climbed a mountain in their lives. They didn't have any mountaineering equipment. And what they claimed to do in 1910, before anyone had climbed the mountain before, is just extraordinary, because they had no ice axes, they didn't use ropes, and they climbed the mountain, or so they said, in 18 hours, a round trip, a trip that has never been repeated, the route they took, to this day. So my mission in my last trip was to figure out if they really did it.
And to see if this was myth or not.
Right. And it's inspired climbers around the world for decades. But as we've gotten sort of smarter and gotten to know the mountain, people started saying in the last few years, wait a minute, how did they pull this off so quickly? And the fact that no one has repeated it really has raised a lot of eyebrows. So I set out to see if this was myth or the stuff of legend.
And I mean, are you going to give away the answer?
Well,
are you going to wait until tonight?
I'm going to wait till tonight.
Or if you read the book.
You can read the book and find out in the book, or come this evening and be educated as to the potential outcome.
I mean, I think that the most impressive part of their journey was that they took a very large flagpole with them.
Yeah, right. They carried a 25-pound, 14-foot-long flagpole over their shoulders. And, having climbed the mountain a few times myself, it's hard to imagine having something like that over your shoulder when you've got ice axes in your hands. Instead of ice axes, they had 8-foot pike poles. That lumberjacks use, and they didn't have any, of course, Gore-Tex or nylon. They had basically mattress-ticking jackets.
Yeah.
So they made them differently in those days.
The sourdoughs are some extreme human beings. So the lecture is taking place tonight.
6 o'clock.
And it is at, where is it located?
I'm not from Vail, so that'll be the first mystery the audience will have to solve to come.
I think that it's at Hotel Talise. So you can go to Hotel Talise in Vail and check it out. Doors open at 6 o'clock, or the lecture starts at 6 o'clock. And I mean, I want the answers, so I think that I'm going to have to go check out your book.
Well, great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming in here today. We're pretty excited. Make sure that you check out the full lineup at the Vail Symposium, but you go check out the event tonight, because I want to know if he busted the myth or not, if these gentlemen were true heroes for making it up the mountain in 18 hours with all of that stuff. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at that full weather forecast, so stay tuned.